That's not going to happen.
The property.
Sir,
You cannot enter this home illegally.
Step out here.
Step out. I'm not.
We're not entering illegally.
I don't trust you, and that man that come over with the detective badge, he harassed me already. 3 times.
Hey, step out here. Step out here.
There's nothing going on. I don't trust you. I've already been.
I don't care if you trust me. Step out here. You have no reason not to trust me. You got a way to enter this house?
I just tried to.
I'll open the door, but you ain't grabbing me.
Then step out here.
No, sir, I am not.
Step out here and talk to me. I don't care.
Talk to me right now. I'm
no,
recording.
step out here.
No, sir.
Okay, then I'm coming in.
No, sir, you're not.
Then you're stepping out here.
No, sir, you're forcing your way up. I'm being recorded, dude. You're coming in the house. Fine, I'll step out, dude. Easy.
Step out here.
Just ease up, dude.
Step out here.
Bro.
Step out here. Listen, I ain't playing this game.
Up, man.
Shut up.
Stopping, dude.
Shut up.
Stopped.
We're not playing this game.
Fine. What did I do? What crime did I commit?
I'm telling you to step out. A battery.
No, I didn't. He hit me. Look at my lip.
Well, that's what we're here to investigate.
Fine.
He's got a bloody nose, all right?
I've got a bloody lip.
But you're not going to shut the door on us when we're here to investigate a battery.
Excuse me, sir.
It's not going to happen.
Thank you, sir.
All right? Now step over here, calm down, and speak to me and stop yelling.
Sir. Just let me get my
Stop
composure.
yelling.
Fine, sir.
And you're not going to walk away from me.
That's fine,
sir. You're not going back in the house.
I didn't do anything to you.
All right. Well, we're here to figure out a battery. We got accusations of a battery.
You see my lip?
No, I don't see your lip.
Look at it.
All right.
He started it. He don't live here.
All right. Well, we're going to figure that out.
Fine, sir.
But you're not going to go back in and you can't act like this.
Dude, either can that detective. He tried to force his way in this door, and he
because we can if there's batteries occurred.
Did he see it?
We're about to find out.
I haven't been drinking. I don't like beer, though.
Who are you to them? You just friends?
Yes.
All right. So what happened?
I come in the house and you told me to get the hell out. I was going to pick up Tara to go to the flea market.
Were you invited over here by her?
Tara, yeah.
Does she live here?
She called me 10 times to pick her up today.
Does she live here?
Yes.
Okay, so what happened once you got here?
And they all of a sudden told me to get the fuck out. And I said, I don't have to get out. This is her house. She invited me in.
Right.
And all of a sudden, he started getting really pushy, and all of a sudden, get the fuck out of my house. It's not even his house.
Okay.
And he had a beer. I said, fuck you. And I cursed back at him.
Okay, so
and he was all him. And then he smashed the beer in my face.
Did you hit him?
No, I tried to block him.
Okay, but you never threw a punch and hit him? Okay. Do you need EMS to come look at your nose?
No, there's nothing. The only thing I'm pissed off is I smell like beer.
All right.
And I quit drinking, and it makes me want to drink.
So, do you want to file for charges on him, or what do you want to do?
I think they should cover it.
Who should cover it?
No, Tara's her house. She's looking for a scapegoat to take her. I don't want to take care of this. Okay. I like the guy. It's just so his medicines.
You have to tell us if you want to file charges or not. I mean, it's up to you.
I'd rather not.
You'd rather not? All right. So you want to write a statement or anything like that?
Just with 18 then.
Who?
I'm not going to file a statement. I'll file
So, did somebody mention something about a BB gun or anything like that?
I don't know about that at all. I come over here to bring water over and stuff like that. And I was full of stuff.
All right. So you usually get along with him?
Yeah, most of the time.
So what's his issue today with you?
It's just I think he didn't take his medicine.
So.
Oh my God.
It's up to you. Like I said, if you want to file charges, it's totally up to you. If you file charges, he goes to jail. If you don't, he don't go to jail. So
I'm not going to file charges.
Okay.
It's just I don't want to be the scapegoat. You come out of jail, and I'll be the one. And you got to go to court. They called the police at least 10 times on him.
Well, we're still going to document it and everything, so a report's still going to be written. But if you don't want to file charges, then we're not taking him to jail or nothing. So.
Because I don't think they call the police on each other 10 times a week. I come over and give him water, and stuff, and try to help. This guy knows. Him over there.
Right.
I tried to do the right thing in life, but hey, all I came to give her right to the flea market. You showed my phone. She called me like 8 times today.
All right.
I want to go to the flea market. I came over.
Oh, it's constant. So I got a video yesterday where he acted like he was going to hit me in the back with a bucket when I was getting something out of my truck because they've been stealing water and shit from his house.
Yeah.
And I was getting keys out of my truck, and I have a camera on that tree over there. And I'm in my truck, and he's got this bucket in his hand. He's acting like he's going to walk up and hit me with this bucket, and then he starts cussing me. He's like, stupid MF for this and MF for that. And I was like, what?
Are you actually Leo or?
Oh yeah, I work in narcotics.
Yeah,
gotcha.
he's with Crowder.
But no, this is an ongoing issue, and I've come to the point of filing stalking charges on him.
You didn't want to file any charges for assault or anything?
Well, I would have loved to, but I didn't think about it at the time. I've thought about filing charges for stalking because he stood here and MF'd my wife and my 13-year-old daughter in the driveway, telling them to get the F back in their house.
Yeah.
And my mom.
And her mother. Like, it's uncalled for.
Right.
And he knows I'm the police.
Yeah.
And every time he sees me, he purposely goes out of his way to try and pick a fight.
Yeah, we've been here a couple times. Same situation. If it was me, I would want this guy to press charges, but he says he doesn't want to.
I told him
he needs to press charges.
But he doesn't want to get involved, and I was like, this isn't going to end then.
No. So, you own the house, right?
Yes. He's got eviction paper to get out.
How much longer does he have on the eviction?
Probably another, like a week and a half.
A week and a half?
10, 12 days, yeah.
Okay. And so is he going to be gone at that point?
Yeah.
You have any idea where he's going?
I have no idea.
No. All right. Who is he to you?
He was dropped off here. So I don't know. I mean, he wasn't really told he could stay here. He just dropped off and he started staying day after day on the couch. And
yeah, you can't let that happen.
Asked him to leave it. It just won't happen.
But this is your place, right?
Right.
Yeah, you can't let that happen. If you let somebody move in here, then you have to go through this whole process. Mm-hmm. But next time, don't let people just, if they get dropped off here, then you have the right not to let them in your house.
Right. Now he's already in.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, she was actually not. It wasn't like that.
So he was an invited guest by somebody else that was living here?
No. He just got dropped off, and he needed a place to stay, I guess, and he just started staying on the couch. And
how do you know him, though? How did he know to come here?
I know him from the guy that drives this truck, Jack.
Okay. But yeah, you don't have to let anybody stay here. I don't care if they're dropped off or
I've
not.
asked him to leave many times, and he won't leave. The police have been here, and then he shuts the door and knocks him out, and
yeah,
he ends up staying anyway. So
how long has he been here, though?
It's been going on a couple months.
Yeah.
But he got his paperwork, so we'll see what happens.
So how long ago did he get the eviction?
Just a few days ago, I gave it to him.
Okay. Was it 30 days? A 30-day eviction?
No, it's not been 30 days.
No, is it a 30-day eviction?
15 days, I think.
They gave him 15 days to move out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or 15 days minus the weekends and holidays, something like that.
Gotcha. He's going to jail, no matter what. We're taking him for resisting. He backed away from me, went into the house, pulled away from me.
You're about to watch a man dig himself into a hole so deep that even his own victim refused to press charges against him. But here's the twist. He's going to jail anyway. What starts as a domestic disturbance call over a beer bottle assault quickly spirals into something far more revealing about what happens when someone simply cannot stop making terrible decisions. The neighbor who terrorized an entire household, cursed at children, stole water, and threatened people with buckets is about to discover that sometimes the crime that gets you arrested isn't the one everyone called the police about. This is the story of a man who talked, resisted, and argued his way straight into handcuffs, even when the victim was willing to let him walk free. What you're about to see is a masterclass in self-destruction. This incident unfolds at a residential property in what appears to be a neighborhood plagued by ongoing tensions. Deputies respond to a 911 call reporting a violent assault. A man allegedly smashed a beer bottle over someone's head during a heated confrontation. The call came from a concerned neighbor who heard fighting and watched a bloodied victim stumble out of the house holding his face. At the center of this chaos is a man we'll call the suspect, who has been living as an unwanted houseguest for months after being dropped off and simply refusing to leave. The homeowner, exhausted by months of harassment and conflict, has already filed eviction paperwork, giving him just 15 days to vacate the premises. The victim is a friend of one of the residents, someone who regularly helps the household by bringing water and supplies. He arrived that day for one simple reason: to give a woman named Terry a ride to the flea market. What seemed like an ordinary favor spiraled into violence within minutes. What makes this case particularly compelling is that it isn't an isolated incident. According to the homeowner, who identifies himself as a law enforcement officer working narcotics, the suspect has a pattern of aggressive behavior, threatening residents with objects, verbally assaulting a 13-year-old girl and her mother, stealing from the property, and deliberately provoking confrontations. The stage is set for a reckoning that's been building for weeks. The confrontation began when the victim arrived at the house after receiving multiple phone calls from Terry, who needed transportation. He was invited into the home by someone who actually lived there, but the suspect immediately took issue with his presence. According to the victim's account, the suspect aggressively ordered him to leave, declaring it his house, despite having no legal ownership or tenant rights beyond squatter status. When the victim refused to leave a home he'd been invited into, tensions escalated rapidly. The suspect, reportedly holding a beer, became increasingly hostile and physical, getting pushy with the victim. The victim stood his ground, cursing back at the suspect during the verbal exchange. That's when the situation turned violent. The suspect allegedly smashed the beer bottle directly into the victim's face, covering him in alcohol and leaving him with visible injuries. The victim claims he only tried to block the assault and never threw a punch in retaliation. What's particularly significant about this moment is the victim's emotional state following the attack. He's more upset about smelling like beer than his injuries, explaining that he's in recovery and quit drinking, making the assault psychologically triggering beyond the physical harm. A neighbor witnessing the aftermath immediately called law enforcement. When deputies arrived on scene, they found the suspect inside the residence, already defensive and filming the encounter on his phone. The victim was outside with a bloody nose, and the suspect was visible through the doorway, refusing to step outside and engage with officers. This is where the suspect made his first critical error. He believed that standing on private property would shield him from police authority during a battery investigation. He was about to learn otherwise. The bodycam footage begins with deputies approaching the residence and immediately spotting the suspect standing just inside the doorway. The officer calmly requests that he step outside to discuss the incident. The suspect's response is immediate and combative. "I will not. I am on private property." The officer explains that something is wrong and they need to investigate, but the suspect continues refusing, stating he doesn't trust law enforcement and citing previous harassment from a detective. His tone is defiant, antagonistic, and laced with conspiracy theories about police conduct. The deputy maintains professional composure, explaining clearly, "I don't care if you trust me. Step out here." But the suspect escalates, claiming officers have no warrant to enter the home. The deputy corrects him. When investigating a battery, they absolutely have legal authority to make contact with involved parties. The suspect threatens to record everything, as if documentation will somehow protect him from lawful orders. When he continues refusing, the deputy issues a final warning. "Then I'm coming in." The suspect replies, "No sir, you're not," and attempts to assert control over the situation. This is the pivotal moment of resistance. When the deputy moves toward the door, the suspect physically pulls back and attempts to retreat deeper into the house. The officer gives one more command. "Step out here, dude, easy." But the suspect is already backing away. The deputy follows him inside briefly, at which point the suspect finally agrees. "Fine, I'll step out." But even this compliance is begrudging and confrontational. He continues arguing and raising his voice as he exits the residence, trying to shut the door behind him multiple times. The deputy has to physically prevent him from re-entering and barricading himself inside. Once outside, the suspect immediately shifts to deflection and victimhood. He shows the officer his lip, claiming he was the one assaulted. "He hit me, look at my lip," he insists. The deputy responds that the other party has a bloody nose, which is why they're investigating. The suspect grows more agitated, demanding to know what crime he committed and insisting he did nothing wrong. Throughout this exchange, the suspect repeatedly tries to move back toward the house, forcing deputies to physically guide him away. His body language is tense, his voice loud, and his demeanor increasingly erratic. The officer begins gathering statements from both parties. The victim calmly explains that he was invited over by Terry to give her a ride. When he arrived, the suspect ordered him out aggressively. The victim refused because it wasn't the suspect's house. That's when the suspect grabbed a beer and smashed it into his face. The victim is clear. "I tried to block him. I never threw a punch." He declines pressing charges multiple times, stating he doesn't want to be a scapegoat and doesn't want the hassle of court appearances. He just wants to move on with his day. Meanwhile, the homeowner, the off-duty narcotics officer, provides critical context. He explains this isn't an isolated incident. The suspect has been terrorizing the household for months. Just the day before, the homeowner's security camera captured the suspect acting like he was going to hit him with a bucket, cursing him out repeatedly. The suspect has verbally assaulted the homeowner's wife and 13-year-old daughter in their own driveway, telling them to get the fuck back in their house. He's stolen water and other supplies from the property. The police have been called to this address at least 10 times over ongoing harassment and conflict. The homeowner has reached the point of considering stalking charges, but wants this cycle to end without further entanglement. The homeowner reveals the suspect has been living there for months after simply being dropped off and refusing to leave. Despite repeated requests to vacate, the suspect claimed residency, forcing the homeowner through a formal eviction process. The eviction notice was served just days ago, giving him 15 days to leave. The homeowner is visibly exhausted by the situation, explaining how the suspect goes out of his way to provoke fights despite knowing the homeowner is in law enforcement. It's a pattern of calculated antagonism designed to create chaos. Here's where everything shifts. Even though the victim refuses to press charges for the battery, one of the deputies makes a critical observation. He's going to jail no matter what. We're taking him for resisting. The deputy explains that when the suspect backed away, retreated into the house, and physically pulled away during the initial contact, he committed the crime of resisting an officer without violence. This is a chargeable offense completely independent of the battery allegations. The suspect's belief that he could refuse lawful commands, retreat into the house, and avoid consequences just became his downfall. The deputy approaches the suspect and places him in handcuffs. The suspect immediately erupts. "What am I being detained for?" The deputy responds clearly. "Resisting." The suspect argues. "I wasn't resisting." The deputy counters. "You did resist. When I told you to come out, you didn't." The suspect continues protesting as he's walked to the patrol car, insisting he did nothing wrong. He's confused, angry, and still convinced he's the victim in this scenario. At one point, he claims he's on disability, as if that should shield him from arrest for obstruction. As he's placed in the vehicle, the suspect fixates on semantics. "You said I was detained, now I'm arrested for resisting arrest?" He doesn't understand the distinction between resisting an officer and resisting arrest. They're different charges. The deputy doesn't engage with the circular argument. The suspect then asks for the officer's name and badge number, clearly intending to file a complaint. In a moment that would later raise eyebrows, another deputy mistakenly calls him Rodriguez, a name that doesn't match the suspect. The suspect immediately calls it out, and the moment is awkward, hinting at possible profiling or confusion on the officer's part. The suspect was ultimately charged with 2 counts of simple battery and 1 count of resisting an officer without violence. Despite the victim's refusal to press charges, the state can still pursue prosecution based on the evidence, witness statements, and the homeowner's detailed account of the assault. The resisting charge, however, was a direct result of the suspect's own actions on bodycam, pulling away, retreating into the house, and refusing lawful commands during an active criminal investigation. That footage became the irrefutable evidence that sealed his fate. The simple battery charges stem from the beer bottle assault on the victim, and an additional allegation that the suspect struck another person who tried to intervene during the altercation. Even without the victim's cooperation, prosecutors had multiple witnesses, physical evidence including the victim's bloody nose and beer-soaked clothing, and the homeowner's testimony as a law enforcement officer who had documented months of escalating behavior. The resisting charge was the easiest to prove. The body cam captured every refusal, every step backward, every attempt to shut the door and retreat from lawful police contact. What's particularly important here is understanding why the resisting charge stuck even when the battery victim declined to press charges. Under Florida law, and many other jurisdictions, resisting an officer without violence is a first-degree misdemeanor. It occurs when someone obstructs, opposes, or resists a law enforcement officer in the execution of legal duties without offering violence. The suspect's refusal to step outside, his physical retreat into the house, and his pulling away from the deputy all constituted resistance. The officer was lawfully investigating a reported battery and had every legal right to make contact with all involved parties. The suspect's belief that private property gave him immunity was legally baseless. In the end, a man who thought he was untouchable learned a harsh lesson about the limits of defiance. The suspect faced 3 criminal charges, was removed from the property in handcuffs, and entered the criminal justice system, all because he couldn't stop talking, couldn't stop resisting, and couldn't accept that his time terrorizing this household was over. The victim he assaulted walked away without pressing charges, but justice found another path forward through his own obstruction of the investigation. The broader takeaway here is about accountability and the consequences of believing you're above the law. This wasn't a case of police overreach or unlawful arrest. This was a textbook example of someone creating their own legal problems through combative, obstructive behavior during a legitimate investigation. When officers arrive to investigate a violent crime, you don't get to refuse contact, retreat into a house, and shut the door in their faces. That's obstruction, and it's a crime regardless of whether the underlying battery charge moves forward. For the homeowner and his family, this arrest represented the beginning of relief from months of harassment, threats, and instability. The eviction clock was already ticking, but now the suspect faced the possibility of jail time that would expedite his departure from their lives. For the victim, it was validation that even without pressing charges, the system still held someone accountable for their actions. And for viewers watching this footage, it's a reminder that sometimes the crime that gets you arrested isn't the one you thought you were getting away with. It's the one you commit right in front of the camera while arguing with police. This neighbor from hell finally got exactly what he deserved.
I got resisting charges. So, he also hit the friend here too, I guess, when he was trying to break it up. Yeah. Did he hit him as well?
He just said, think about it.
Let me go see if they're all right.
You got me. You know that. You hit me too. Thank you, sir. I'm being detained for what? What am I being detained for?
Right now for resisting.
Resisting? I wasn't resisting.
You did resist.
No, sir, I did not.
When I told you to come in,
I did not resist.
Right, take him to the car, put him in the car.
Sir, I'm being detained. What am I being arrested for?
I just told you for.
What am I being arrested for?
I just told you.
Resisting? Dude, ease up, bro. Let me walk. Let me walk, dude. Ease up. I'm on disability and you've heard me before. I'm going to jail for resisting arrest. That's what you said, okay?
Not resisting arrest. Resisting.
Resisting arrest?
It's not.
Dude, I was detained. You said I was detained. You put me in the fucking car, man. This is ridiculous.
Searching for you.
Go ahead, dude. There's only a wallet in my pocket. Right. Jesus Christ.
Well, we have to search you.
I didn't do anything but protect myself.
No, you walked away and pulled away from. It's not a resisting arrest.
That's what
it's resisting.
you said. You detained me and you said it was for resisting
don't stop
arrest
talking.
I'm being arrested for.
Listen, you don't stop talking long enough to understand what I'm telling you.
Why are you muscling me then? I was just